What's up, everybody? That's right, the Boxing Source here once again, and I have my good friend with me to talk about more with his company. And he has been a guest with us multiple times, a great guest here that is glad to take the time to talk about his fighters. And that's right, once again coming back, it's our guy from Salita Promotions, the leader of Salita Promotions, Dmitriy Salita. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Always when we do interviews, most of the times I'm in my car, and yet again I'm in my car. So I know that I'm on a Boxing Source.
Exactly. And I know that there are a lot of things going on with Salita Promotions. One of them is actually like in the tech field, as I know that you got within a few days or so, the brand new website for Salita Promotions about to be released there. So can't wait for that to come through.
Yes, it's coming.
Yeah, for sure. And also you got the YouTube page going down. There's been a lot of people going on to that channel. Full fights available on that. Multiple fights there that got millions and millions of views. A lot of them following, like you said, the GOAT, Claressa Shields, and there are many other fights there that are available on the Salita Promotions YouTube page for people to check out.
Yeah, it's a great channel. When we upload the fights, I love to watch them because I'm a boxing fan at heart. Ike Biabuchi, David Tua, obviously Claressa Shields. So many great fighters. We have a Floyd Mayweather fight. When he fought Angel Manfredi, I remember seeing that fight live. Prince Hamed, just a lot of great content. Heavyweight Explosion, Thunderbox, Saku Powell, Curtis Stevens, all the guys that I grew up with have some of those fights on. So it's Anthony Thompson, I think I saw a video of. So great to see, and I'm very happy that the fans are responding with lots of support, lots of views every month, new viewers, and it's great that people are enjoying boxing, and the sport hopefully is growing.
Oh, for sure, definitely growing. And of course, with Salita Promotions, that would be a key part in having that content being added on to the YouTube channel, and also having fights that are coming up here that will be added onto the YouTube channel for boxing fans to enjoy. Now, going into Salita Promotions, I know that there have been a number of things going on over the past few months or so, and I know that before we got on here with this particular interview, we talked about you as a promoter going into a number of these conventions for these sanctioning bodies, notably the World Boxing Association that had their convention recently in Orlando, Florida. And, you were there to, petition for a number of your fighters to be positioned in the WBA rankings so that they could be, getting a spot to have like a, big fight that could put them in contention for one of the world titles there in the division for the WBA. So kind of like go over that experience there at that World Boxing Association convention.
Well, it was great. I really like to go to all of them, but some of them are hard to get to, and also with scheduling, it's pretty tough to make all of them, and especially with so many fights in that last period of the year. But it was great. It's like a convention in terms of just meeting people from around the world in the boxing community. Some people that you know, some people that you don't know, some people that you've spoken with on the phone, and it's great to hang out and to break bread, and just to kind of meet face to face with a lot of the significant players in the business. Some fighters were there. Don King was there. Jake Paul was there. Two kind of polar opposites. Evander Holyfield was there. So it was pretty awesome to Miguel Cotto was there. To see some Aslino Freitas. My memory keeps coming up with so many great fighters that were there. And it was great. I mean, not only to vouch for your fighters and hope that they progress in the rankings, but also to make these contacts and to strengthen the ones that you have. So I love going to the conventions, and it was a Casino Royale, which is a beautiful venue in Orlando, Florida, that had a lot of fights. And the WBA really did a great job in organizing it. They had like a fight night on Sunday, and they had all kinds of events and media. it was just very comfortable and just a great experience overall for sure.
Yeah, and they have these conventions there for a few days, for like you said, for people to convene and you have conversations with, like you said, a lot of fighters, a lot of promoters, past fighters there that show up and arrive there for the convention. So yeah, it's a good little way to either catch up with people that you known about throughout the years, or meet people like you said that you haven't necessarily seen face to face. So that's like a great experience there for that convention.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, moving into the thing there with your fighters, I know that you kind of like petitioned for a number of your fighters to be positioned, or to enter the rankings, or to like have a higher position in the rankings with the WBA. So you've had like a couple of examples of that, but also there have been a couple of fighters that you've had in action that scored some big wins to have them move up in the rankings, not just for the WBA, but for other sanctioning bodies. So could you like go over a couple of the recent wins that happened there with the guys at Salita Promotions?
Yeah, so significant ones towards the end of the year, obviously Clarissa Shields with Savannah Marshall. I'm just going in order of happening. Then Jermaine Franklin versus Dillian Whyte.
Mm-hmm.
And even though officially Jermaine lost the majority decision, he did such a great job, and so many people felt that he won, that today my phone is going off the hook. Apparently, it's been rumored in the UK, or not, semi-announced, that Jermaine is the lead front runner to fight Anthony Joshua April 1st. So goes to show you what kind of a great performance he's had against Dillian Whyte. And I've been working with Jermaine for about 4 years, so it's really rewarding for me to see when when someone that you believe in and you've invested amount of time, and some people believed you, some people didn't believe you, but just another example of being able to sign a fighter who was a diamond in the rough, and then when they come to fruition and they flourish, it's really beautiful to see. And I was very pleased with his performance, and if he had a couple of more weeks to train, he probably would have stopped Dillian Whyte. But he did great, and maybe he'll get the Anthony Joshua fight. We'll obviously discuss it with the team. There's been no formal offer or no real discussion with Matchroom or with Joshua's management about that. But usually it's been my experience, when there's smoke, there's fire. So, I'm sure if he's the guy, we'll get to it in a couple of days.
Yeah, gotcha. I mean, yeah, you did have a very, very good performance there against Dillian Whyte in the UK, and that a lot of people did enjoy that fight, whether they were there live or they, watched on the zone. And like I said, they should have been able to pull off that fight there, but, they had got the decision to Dillian Whyte, unfortunately. But, they still were able to, talk about Jermaine Franklin. And usually that's like one of the main keys there, when you have a fight. It's not, just about if you won or lost, but are people talking about you as a fighter for what you did there in the ring? Because you could have a win, but if it was uneventful, then they're like, well, I mean, yeah, he won. So, not
Right.
really interested, in seeing them again. But
No, and Jermaine, I would say, as from the American, America is the king of the heavyweights, has been, but now is the UK. But I would say that the second best American heavyweight today is Jermaine Franklin. It's Deontay Wilder is number one, and Jermaine Franklin is number two. There's, obviously Jared Anderson, I think, is very capable and very talented and has a lot of potential, but he hasn't really proven himself yet. He probably will, but he just hasn't yet. So as it stands today, the number two heavyweight in the United States is Jermaine Franklin, which is quite incredible. He kind of came out of nowhere and put on that performance against 4, 5, 6 best heavyweight in the world.
Yeah. And, given that, before, well, I know that you've been working with him for a little bit, but, it was like before last year, 2022, he wasn't like very active in the ring. So he pretty much like had 1 or 2 fights before that Dillian Whyte fight. And then he was able to, perform at that high level of Dillian Whyte. So, that was very good for him. And, hopefully that potentially lands him that fight against Anthony Joshua that, would be scheduled for April 1st. So we'll, keep our eyes out for that for the latest news on that.